What up? If you're here, you're obviously interested in what your boy's got to say. Real quick, as I continue to dump more into this, one of the easiest free things you can do for me just to support what I'm doing, that is at no cost to you. If you have a Google account that is linked and you are actively on YouTube, just do me a favor, hit a subscribe, occasionally drop a like or a little comment and tell me that I'm having a bad hair day, or that my shirt's ugly, or I don't care what you do, but any little engagement helps. And so if you take something away from this, just that's all I ask. There is a ton of free information. I'm a firm believer that old people that die without giving all that knowledge that they have out to the world to help us, the new generation, come in and just learn from those life lessons is honestly a life not worth living. And so, what quite honestly, me putting this information out there helps me build the confidence to continue to put myself out there. I used to struggle with vulnerability, and so I'm definitely working on that and being a lot more comfortable in who I am. I don't really listen to people's opinions anymore. It also lets people know that I'm creditable and I know what I'm talking about. And so it also generates business. Who wouldn't want to work with somebody that they like, they trust, is giving them free information, and is just trying to help them make better decisions? And so I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not the best agent out there. I am good at what I do. I'm always striving to learn more, just see of how I can be of service, because ultimately all those things there really pay my bills. And so I want this to be something that you guys can learn and you guys can do on not do on your own, but gives you a general idea as to what we do as agents when it comes time to run in comps. And so if you aren't familiar with what comps is a comparative market analysis, and that helps us gauge what the value of your home is, dependent on the current market. And so there's a lot of things that go into place when we do this. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. Last time it was giving me issues. Let me close. And if I do that, it's not going to generate. There it is. Oh, see, you learn something new every day. So I use OBS to capture all my stuff. Stop recording, all that other stuff. And this lets me know that my mic is working. So close that out. I was in CapCut earlier playing around. And so here is this. This is going to be the MLS portal that only licensed agents have access to, or anybody with really a real estate license. And so let's look. And so real quick, I am going to do a single family home because they asked me, I got some leads online. And so right here. So what this does is this allows us to select the status of properties. And so since I'm looking for comps, I use only sold comps, and I try to keep it the last 90 days or 6 months, or really 6 months is good. And so if for some reason it is a one of one property, or there isn't too many properties that are like it, then I will extend this out to a year. But I try to keep it within the last 6 months. And so what I do is, depending on the property, let's just go here and let's go to, I don't want to use anybody's property that I'm working with right now, but let's go 148. I don't even know, 148. Let's just do this. Let's just do 140. What's the street over here? Lake Point. Is it Lake Point? Lake Point Drive. Yeah, that's a street in my neighborhood. And so this house is not on the, Jesus Christ. Somebody's whole family's on here. That is hilarious. And so, this doesn't even give me the bedroom size. So normally for something like this, this one's tricky. And so it doesn't give me the bedrooms right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change that, and I'm going to go to find one that actually gives me that information. So I'm going to go to 138 Lake Point Drive. There you go. I'm going to go there and see if this one gives me that information. Perfect. So I don't know who this is. I'm just going to run random numbers on this house. And so what I like to get from this information right here is it tells me how many bedrooms, it tells me how many full baths, and it tells me how many one bathrooms there, half baths there is. It also lets me know a little bit about the property when it comes to the lot size over here. And then over here, it lets me know the actual square footage of this house. And so I can go further down and it tells me a little bit more of the city that it's in. It tells me what it's sold for. It tells me the county. It tells me the zip code. It tells me the subdivision right here, and just the old MLS listing. And so without really looking too much at this information and going back and looking at the previous sold stuff, I want to go ahead and I'm going to use this property to run comps. And so I have the address, I have more information here. And so typically this information is not here. The lead or the client that I'm getting ready to work with will give me this information and allow me to make a more in-depth type of analysis, market analysis, a comp. And so since I know this, I'm going to go to, what is this? This is 138 Lake Point. So now what I'm going to do is the sold only, because good comps are only stuff that's sold. If I start putting on what's on the market, what's option pending and all that, those homes haven't finalized. And so they're not valid comps until they sell. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 138 Lake Point. Is that what it was? Or 138? Yeah. So, no, was it? 138 Lake Point Drive. What am I missing? Lake Point Drive, and then I'm going to go type in Leak City. Here you go. So this pulls up this address, and so what I like to do is I like to keep this at least within, I don't know, there's no really wrong way to do this. There actually is a wrong way to do this, but you can come up with a comp. It's kind of heavily opinionated. I feel like sometimes I'm a little off. Sometimes depending on the property and things like that. What I like to do also is if I'm struggling with the property, where it's of one property that has some unique characteristics, I will send it over to a couple agents I know in the industry and have them run their numbers and see if we are within range and kind of their approach to it. And that's one of the cool things about having good friends in the industry that you can rely on and lean on, because we're all here really to better serve you guys, right? And so it's nice when you can have that support system, which is super key to find that. And so number one, and so what I did is I am searching within 1 mile radius of this 138 Lake Point property right here in the yellow section where I'm at. And then so what I'm gonna do is, this was a trick that one of my mentors in the industry showed me. So because I want to find the most like-for-like property, I'm going to go into this previous section of this property, and I'm going to find the subdivision. Because honestly, I don't want to start looking in the subdivision next door when I just don't want to. I want to get as close down and narrow it as much as I can to one for one, like-for-like type property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy Harbor Park. I'm not going to worry so much about the section unless for some reason I see something that is a little weary or a little off. And I'm going to go here to where it says subdivision. I'm going to click on subdivision and I'm going to hit paste. And so that's going to take me down. Notice this number right here. This is going to be the number down at the bottom that tells me how many matches I have that are within 1 mile radius of this generic address that I pulled that have sold within the last 6 months that are in the subdivision Harbor Park. So check this out. If I delete all this, that's going to take it to 55 matches. And so that's too broad of a search. And so because, like I said, I want to find like for like, 25 is quite a bit of results. And so I want to narrow this down a little bit more and see if I can fine tune it to as much of a one-for-one property. And so this is a popular neighborhood, so I should have plenty of options. And so what I like to do is, you see the square foot right here? I like to do 200 square feet below and 200 square feet above. And so if you understand basic math, you will know that 1,800 square feet to 2,200 square feet is within that range. And so look, this is perfect. This gave me 4 comps to look at. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to up here, this tab that tells me the results. I can go here or I can click here. Actually, no, messed that up. How do I go back? Revise. I can go to revise, and then I'll just go to results tab over here. Error. Way to go, loser. And so this gives me like I said, this gives me 4 sold properties that have sold within the last 6 months that are within the range of 18 and 2,200 square feet. And so all of these are in Harbor Park. They are in different sections, but the majority of them are in the same subdivision. I personally just like to keep it like this. And now, let's see here. I know that this house is 2,000 square feet, and this house has 7,400 square foot lot. And so what I'm looking for is something similar within that range, which is what came up. And so I like these. All these are super cool. And so the lot sizes 74. This one has a little bit of a bigger lot, which you can kind of tell by this price. Versus this one is a little bit smaller, and this one has a little bit smaller lot. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna assume that maybe this house right here is probably outdated because of the fact that it is under 300. If the and this is just from experience, and I'm guessing. So we're gonna go look and see if I'm accurate or not. And so right here is where this is the price. And so if these houses are in the 350, 330, 315, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this one probably is either really outdated, really tore up, or just has something wrong with it for it to be, at 290. And so something to be mindful of this is you have to be mindful over here. You have to look at DOM. And what DOM means is days on market. These are how many days this property is spent on market. And so this little asterisk also means that it spent more time on market than what you're actually seeing. And so let's go and look at it. And this kind of tells you what the price per square foot was of this home. And so you want to be mindful of this too. You want to find stuff that's within range of the same year. And so all these are 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And so this is a 4-bedroom. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can take in the bedrooms into consideration, or you can take ultimately the square feet. I personally feel like the square feet is the main focal point here, but I am not going to completely dismiss what this is right here. And so I'm going to go up, back over here, and now I'm going to find maybe, I'm going to go back to criteria, and I'm probably going to add, another 100 square feet. And so this actually brought me to 5. Oops, too much going on. This actually brought me to 5 over here. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to see if I can find a 4-bedroom. But voila, I found a 4-bedroom. And so it was only off by like 2 square feet. And so I feel like this is a good starting point. And so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since we're more concerned with the price per square foot, I just wanted to get a 4-bedroom in there just to kind of, just to be more like for like. And so, again, you can do this a bunch of different ways. This is just how I do it. And so now, let's go back and look at this. So now since we have these here, we've got 5 to start with. Let's click on the pictures. I'm going to click on the pictures, and I'm going to look at this stuff. And I'm just going to go through the pictures and just kind of get a general idea of the condition of this house. And so this is cute. Got a lot of plants. They got some details here, the little trim, the arch ceilings, all the floors look fairly decent, fairly new, or just, they're different. They're not the original floors, I don't think. And so it's got trim. Definitely a nice house. Recessed lights, they look newer. This countertop looks really nice. Same thing. All this little trim, these little bells and whistles. These rounded off edges. All little things to someone must have came in here and put a little bit of money into this place. I'm struggling over here to see if this is popcorn ceiling or not, and I don't think it is. I don't think somebody would take the time to do all this work on the floors and put these little features in it and then keep popcorn ceilings, but I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. And so let's just kind of go through and just look at the condition of this home. It's cute. Let's see. All right. Well, I can carpet. I don't know if that's popcorn ceiling or not, but the arch ceilings, stuff's cool. Gives it a different feel. They definitely have done some work to this because this neighborhood was built like in the 90s. And so they all had this seashell type of sinks. And so somebody definitely came in, and this is different tile than what originally was put in here. So this is something that someone has came in and actually done some stuff to. And so definitely a little bit more modern than what the original setup was. And that's all I have to work with as far as pictures goes. Overall, this is I feel like is a livable home, and so that's a good comp. Let's go back and look at this one here. We're gonna look at the pictures over here, and we're just kind of look at this one. The curb appeal is there. Nice house. Um, okay, it's cute. Same thing. Arch ceilings, trim. You know, the floors are probably questionable. Probably not the original floors. They are the larger ones, so they might be the original floors. They've done new trim. Let me look. Okay, I don't see anything too that stands out. That's it's not terrible looking. Definitely newer countertops. I don't think this is what this neighborhood originally came with. Cabinets look different than what's. They might be original. They might be done. I don't know. But they look. It looks good. Doesn't look bad. Backsplash. I don't think that's something that came with these houses. I don't know. Mine's different, and so it is a little bit more modern. I feel. Let's see here. What is that? Like a random. I don't know. Random little island. Oh, that's the island. It looked the way the pictures looked. Look, it was just off. I think this is still the kitchen though, isn't it? Yeah, because the stove is right here. It's just a different angle. Or oven. Sorry. A little under the weather. Yeah, this is a cute house. They got a little cat or a dog. Can I pet that dog? Okay. I'm guessing, but these might be like the original windows, which are probably single pane windows. Just by looking at like kind of like the trim. Can't really tell from here, but it's just kind of things that I'm looking for. I mean, this is livable. I mean, you throw some paint on this stuff. Doesn't look good. Lord, what happened to this picture? And so this rail looks crooked. So I'm assuming that probably this picture, maybe the photographer or something moved. Um, there is some, I don't know what this is in the tile floor. So I don't know. This would be something I'd have to look in person and kind of see. So let me take a look real quick at something that I'm looking for. Is I really want to look at that. Dang, I can't really tell. I was trying to see if I can find a better picture of this sink. It might be the original countertop that was a seashell one, because this style mirror right here, this big mirror with these kind of like bulb, this style lights up here. This more so along the original stuff, and same thing with the floor. The same thing. The floor looks pretty. The grout looks all dirty in the middle, so it might be the original floor. This is probably the original. If not, it's maybe been replaced. Early '90s or sorry, late '90s. Just real looks pretty true to its build date. I'm dying. This one I need a girlfriend, bro. So you can bring me soup and take care of me while I exaggerate. And so this kind of looks like that rolled on, not popcorn ceiling, but that kind of weird texture. Still older style. Not really something that's too modern, but they have removed the popcorn ceiling, and so this looks cool. Nothing crazy. These aren't the original sinks, I don't think, because there's not the seashells, but most definitely not the most modern, newest ones. Okay, all fairly nice home here. The roof looks decent. That's the pizzock where it goes down. Okay, cool. Good comp. I don't see anything too crazy, anything like this. Let's go back and let's look at the third one. And so, okay, we got a little curb appeal. Too much for me. And so, I'm just going to run through this and just kind of look at this stuff. Nice house. I love this neighborhood. So I want to say these are the original tiles. I would say, but I could be wrong. And see, this is popcorn ceiling. And this stuff, it's got a bad rep. I don't notice that it keeps. I didn't notice that it kept a lot of dust in mine, but I also got it removed pretty quick when I moved into this house. And so, again, not completely dated. Sorry, not completely remodeled or anything like that. Looks like the original floors. Look like popcorn ceilings. You can see the texture of it. That little crunchy, rough looking deal. That's definitely popcorn ceilings there. But overall, the condition of this home, it's livable. It looks like someone took care of it, and it's a nice home, or it is a nice home. And so again, this has been redone. Those aren't the original countertops for this area. Um, this may be the original cabinets and maybe a different countertop. I'm not too sure, but definitely doesn't look like the original countertop for sure. So they put some wood floors in this place here. Popcorn ceilings in the bedroom. Looks like these might be vaulted. Yeah, it's a little line you can tell right there. Let's go look. Let's go look. The restroom's definitely been redone. I don't think this was the original one, in my opinion, given my expertise of this neighborhood, because I live here. And so here's the catch with this right here. It's really hard, not hard, but because I don't have a pool. Actually, wait. I do. We do have a pool, don't we? Oh, where's the pictures of this? No, I think pool was the other one. Listing details. Where are the pictures? Where are the pictures? I can't see the pictures. Let me go back and see if this one has a pool. Private pool? No. Right here. Boom. No pool. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is not a valid comp because of the fact that it has a pool. And so what I'm going to do, that was the third one, right? Let me go back. Let me go back to the full report. Let's just go do this. Private pool, negative. Yep, so that removed there. So let's go back and look real quick. Private pool, yes. It adds 1. And so if I don't do anything, it brings up the 5. But my house that I'm looking at doesn't have a pool, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Like for like, remember. And so let's go back to this now, second one. Okay, 2-story. The one that I'm looking at is not, is it a 1-story? I can't remember what it was. I'll get all sideways now. It is a 2-story. Boom. Okay, so this would be more of a like for like. Pretty original style home. I think they might have put new windows in. At least it looks like over here. Yeah, definitely new windows. That may be new countertops. Definitely. This is the seashells. It's going to be the original ones, I believe. Definitely the original mirror. I think this is all new. I don't know if they replaced the windows there. I would say, judging by how dirty that is and the thinner little metal strip there, I would say that are probably the original windows. Definitely not the original bathroom. This is the seashells I was talking about. What is going on here? Oh, that's the kids. I don't know. It might be a boo-boo stain. Oh, no, that's like a shark, and I don't know what that is. And so, anyways, I am dying over here. Definitely aftermarket, not aftermarket, aftermarket like it's cars. Not the original floors. It's kind of a funky style. But hey, man, I'm not knocking it. Overall, Jesus. Overall, not bad. I mean, it's livable. The average person may or may not like it, but it is livable. Big backyard. And so, fairly decent comp. I would say, given it's a 2-story. Let's go back and change that criteria. I didn't even pay attention to that. Stories. Let's go to 2 stories. There is only one 2-story. Let me see if I open this up to 2. 2 miles. Nothing. So we'll just leave it at the 1. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the stories. Because I need to find the square foot. And so, although there is not many options for like, um, I'm gonna just leave it around that and just base it more so on the square footage and just do the math for the square footage. And so, um, can we add insert column? Oh, there you go. Stories, apply. So there's another 2-story right here. Yeah, that's the one I was just looking at. And so that's not, this was dated, right? Dated. This is the one we just looked at. Yeah, dated, 2-story, a little bit more modern. Sorry, 1-story is here. Let's go look at this one. Oh yeah, this was dated for show. That's a for show. That's a for show. Oh, I'm fucking up over here. Bam. Need to go look at the pictures. Let's go look at the pictures. So, boom. I know this house. This house was on the market for a while. They did. Oh man, come on, dude. Really? These are the worst pictures. Oh, they did the floors. Is that carpet? Yeah, that's carpet. I'm sorry. Maybe they just had something on it. I know this guy did the floors because it didn't have, these pictures didn't have, see, that right there will tell you that someone came in here and broke through this concrete and more than likely came in and did some leveling to this house. That patch is a little bit bigger, but that might be a telltale sign that this house had foundation problems or settling problems, which I know for a fact it did because I actually talked to the agent on this. All this is new floor. Outdated bathroom. Man, like this is why you gotta hire a photographer because the quality of these pictures are just crap. I think this guy actually owned it. And like, look, bro, really? I'm not gonna knock him. It's his house. He was the seller, the owner of this property, and so let's a couple things to consider here. And so we saw 2 houses, these right here, Sterling Point and Barrington Point were a little bit more modern, and then you have 2 houses that were a little bit dated. And so because these houses fit the criteria of the square footage, I'm not so much worried since there are not many options for 2 stories. Let's check something real quick. Criteria. Let's go back to a year. 365. It gives me 10. But then if I go to stories and do 2 stories, it gives me 2. And so giving me 2 is still not going to give me enough comp data. And so that's why I would just remove the stories and then I would just go back here to my original 180. And again, I am looking more so for a total square foot per a house in this area. Not really, I'm limited by the stories, and this is just my own personal opinion, right? And so what I would do is because all these I feel are fair, given that I don't know the condition of the house that we're looking up, this 138 Lake Point. I don't know what this house looks like, right? And so I'm going to assume that it's somewhere in the middle between completely outdated and then somewhere in the middle between, a little bit more modern, remodeled style. So I'm going to select all these right here, and then I'm going to go down to where it says Quick CMA, and I'm going to click on that. My nose is running. And so, boom. This is sort of what I use. And now you can get this a couple different ways. I know agents that do it a little bit different, but this is kind of what I like to use and engage. And so I am so sorry. I am so sorry, but I don't really care. I feel like shit. And so let's check this out. And so this right here is the market analysis. And so this is going to literally compare almost like a line item type of stuff. You have the listing that's sold. It tells you a little bit about the property up here. It's sold, 6 months from today. It tells you the square foot. It tells you no pools, 1 mile of this given address right here. Pretty much my criteria that was on this page right here, where I put 6 months, 1 mile of this address in the same neighborhood with the square footage over here, no pool, That's where this is going to come in. It pretty much gives me all that. And so what this does is this tells me the original list price right here. Can I highlight that? Yeah. The original list price right here. And then it tells me the sold price right here. But it also tells me what the days on market was. And this is what I think, what was this, like consecutive days on market? I mean, it pretty much comes down to like the total days on market, which if you look at it, the little asterisk I was telling you about over here in results. So this had 94 days on market and 47 days on market over here. I told you that it actually spent more time on the market, and this is where it gave the final number. There's a trick that we do in the industry where we can remove the listing and put it back on, and it refreshes that day counter, where it looks like there's nothing really sitting. It hasn't been sitting on the market that long. It's a little trick that we use in the industry. And check this out. So I have the list price, and then I have the sold price. And then I have the sold price per square foot. And so what you do with this information, you kind of just compare everything, make sure the numbers all within range. And so what I do is I do the adjusted sold price per square foot. And so I don't want the minimum. I don't want the maximum. Remember, the house we're assuming is kind of in between the highest sold homes and then the outdated homes right here. The modern remodeled max price, and then the recently or just dated condition homes. And so the goal is to get the right number for it. In my opinion, it would be this right here. It would be 157.23 times what is the square foot of my house that I'm comparing, right? And so I'm going to just pull up my own trusty calculator because your boy is not that good in math. And so I'm going to take 7475, which is the square foot of that house, times, I'm going to go back to this deal that tells me the adjusted average. And so what the adjusted indication here means is that it takes into consideration the list price over the sold price and comes up with like the final number. Excuse me. And so I know that it is 157.23, so I'm going to pull my old trusty handy calculator. And since I already got the times symbol, I'm going to do 157.23 and hit enter. Whoa, that is not right. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. I'm an idiot. Damn. See, this thing will be on the market. This is why it's important you hire a good agent, because a lot of us are dumbasses. I'm just kidding. What I did wrong was this. I did the lot size, and so it's actually the square foot of the house, 2,056. I'm dying. Sorry. Let's clear this out. Hey man, this is why you got to double check. Luckily, I have a little bit of experience where I know that nothing in this neighborhood is worth that kind of money. And so, 2056, which is the correct number, times the original number that I have over here is, let me move this over, times 157.23. Boom. And so this would be a good market value given the condition of what we found in this house. And so if you look at, again, this is assuming that it's kind of within the not completely outdated, but also not the most remodeled house too. Why did this one sell at 355? Let's go back and look real quick. Something I want to pay attention to is really the time that it's sold. And so a little trick for you guys, I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you all this, redfin.com. And you can actually go to where it says buy, or is it buy? Come on. Close. Where am I at? Come on. Not at this time. Okay. Find an agent, mortgages, buy. So if you go to buy, you can go down here, you can go to U.S. housing market. And all this is cool tips and tricks you can use. And so what you put in here is you put league, city, Texas. And so if you look over the course of the last 5 years, these home prices are just going up. And so if you do not the sales price, but if you do the number of homes sold, and so this is something to be mindful of. And so right now, the lowest time of the year is, I guess the trend down of number of homes sold is going to be around that December timeframe. So, um, no, not a lot of people are moving through the holidays. So December, January timeframe right here, there's less homes sold, and then it kind of just creeps up, right? And so now if you go over here, December, January, a little slower time of the year. Same thing, December, January, a little slower time of the year. December, January, and then December, January right here. So if we know that every year over the past 5 years, that December to January, the number of homes sold actually decreases. December to January, December to January, and so from January up to like March, it increases, and it kind of peaks around June. See, June, July, uh, June. This was 2023. This was a weird year. I think this was where the rate stuff was going on. Um, no, that was last year. What was last year? I don't remember. And so again, uh, June. That June time frame. Given, I don't think COVID's over here, is it? No, that'd be further down. Or when was that? When was COVID? When did all this COVID shit happen? When did COVID-19 start? I don't remember. When did COVID-19 start? So 2020, 2019, 2020. So yeah, I mean, this is the beginning of the COVID era, right? And so you've got some stuff happening around here. Boom, June, July, June, June, 2023. I don't know what's going on around here. I'm trying to think back. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Honestly, I just really don't know, don't remember, don't recall what historic event was different around this June, July. And so this just kind of gives us something to follow. So we kind of know more or less around when would be the trendy times to sell or buy, or just kind of keep us up to date with what's going on in the activity. And so I was just trying to gauge and see when these houses that sold for these higher prices was, what is that, May and then July. That would make sense. And so they've got more for their homes around that May, June, July time frame. I mean, and just looking at the numbers, that makes sense. And so, given the exception of 2023, um, if you look at it over as a whole, that June, July time frame is where things start to kind of pivot. And so, this kind of gives you an idea as to kind of what's happening in the market. This is going to bug me because I want to know what happened. What was different this year in 2023 that the trends were different? What impacted the economy in 2023? That's for another video. I'll study that stuff. But yeah, I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea. I was just curious to see why these individuals ended up getting more for their homes. Sold price 355, 353, and it just maybe just be the market. It's just the time of year over year. That June July time frame is it. And so let me go back and see. And so I would come up with a market analysis of around 223, given the fact that this home, in theory, is somewhere in the middle of somewhere in the middle of the condition, not completely outdated, not completely modern, because we haven't seen it, right? So if this house was completely renovated, then I would say we need to be on the higher side, right? But if it's a little bit partially renovated, then we need to be somewhere in the middle, which that in turn would be true to what my number is. And so we would also have to check and see, what's going on in the market around that time of year, right? What time of the year? Like right now, if right now it is October, right? So October here, it trends down towards the end of the year. September, October, it trends down. It kind of had a little peak in 2020. And then let's go back. October here, a little peak. November drops down a little bit. And then October here kind of peaks up a little bit. There's some activity happening. Bam, right? People are trying to get in before the holidays. Boom, drops to December. And then this was a funky year. 2023 also peaked a little bit around October. And so I'm assuming that we're going to see a little bit of a election year. Election year. Let's be mindful of election year. What happened then? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, so there's a few little factors that we would have to take into consideration, but overall, I would say we can use this trends in the market to see right what's been going on over the last 5 years and find of the last 5 years, 2020 to 2024. Let's find the best odds, right? December, October to November kind of drops a little bit. I think this October to November it drops. October to November it actually peaked a little bit here, and I think this one peaked up a little bit too, right? Or no? Yeah, it peaked up a little, just a smudge there, and so this may peak. It might peak going into November, and so again, that would be my number. Now, given this would be a good baseline, and like I said, we would have to actually really put our eyes on the property and see the condition of this property to be able to. 41 minutes. We would have to put our eyes on the property to be able to see what exactly the condition of this home is. And so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go too far in depth. It's not always this easy. There are some things that you have to take into consideration. You will have one of one properties. You have to take into consideration the age of the roof, the AC, any plumbing, any electrical issues. And so all those factors there also contribute to what your price needs to be. Does the home need repairs? Does it need remodeling? There's just a lot of stuff. But this is essentially a little ballpark figure or a general idea. My TP that lets us know. Pause. Lets us know how we do a market analysis. I hope this information helps. This is what we do as agents when we are running comps to come up with a value of your property, prevent the leakage from flowing down on my nice shirt. But yeah, that's kind of what happens, man. And so I hope this information helps. If you have any questions, if you are in the Houston area, down south, I'm in the League City, Kemah area. I do business all around Houston. Feel free to reach out and give me a call if you have any questions. If you're an agent and you see something that I did wrong, please let me know in the comments. Like I said, I am not the most experienced agent. I am fresh in the game. I have had a pretty good year this year, and the momentum is picking up. And so if you have any constructive criticism, please let me know. I want to be able to fine tune my skills, or even better, you pick up a camera and you put this information out there and you do what you can to further educate people, maneuver this industry. As always, much love. If you guys need anything, if you took anything away from this, just hit a like, hit the subscribe button for me. Or if you have any questions, type them up in the comments. You guys have a good afternoon. Or whatever day, morning, whatever time you're watching this. Peace.